was scrolling through social media last night, as one does when they're trying to go to sleep at 12 in the morning and they just can't. And my dog is moving around, Cash. And I saw a post by another roleplay YouTuber named heyitsscorpio. And his post was saying why I won't be supporting Aphmau anymore, which was really interesting to me because a lot of his content, or at least a lot of the content that's made him really popular, is the content that was like parodies of different things. Like his parody of My Street's first episode was like, it just like insanely blew up. So it was really shocking to me to see this guy that was, you know, like really like supportive to saying that he was not anymore. So, you know, I watched it and I was really interested, and basically there were a lot of different allegations. There are allegations to really bad management of Catface, their company, as well as AI allegations. I'm going to focus a bit on the AI allegations and not so much the management part, mostly because I have like, I don't know, if you guys want me to talk about that, I can. I'm definitely willing to do research into that like I've done with like their AI allegations, but we're just going to focus on that one for right now. Basically, let's give some context into like what's going on, like where the hell this came from. A few days ago on the Catface Instagram, there was a post made as an apology for the use of an AI image on their website. Now, I put the apology in quotations because it doesn't really sound all that much like an apology. But first off, before anyone gets any like excited at all, I am not here to say that what heyitsscorpio said is wrong. I'm actually going to be presenting my own evidence as to why I think the allegations are absolutely true. So if you're looking for someone to tell you that, you know, he's lying or that people are lying about this, I'm not the person for you, okay? So let's just read exactly what that post from them said. We sincerely apologize. Recently, an AI-enhanced image went out on our website. It was done in isolation and did not go through the proper channels for approval. We believe in having humans be responsible for making art for you and will back our team of artists to the fullest. We need to make it clear that Catface does work in tandem with contract artists. We have caught slips before, and it is possible we can miss things. We will do our best to vet every piece of art before posting it in the future. We understand if we must work harder to earn trust back. This is a commitment we are willing to make. But we do ask for patience as we are navigating a new landscape where we must and will have trained artists vet everything. We are sorry, we will do better. Thank you for reading this. Catface. With a cat face. Reading that, you know, it's not an apology. we can tell that that is not an apology. It's really not. So basically, and I'll explain like why this does not sound like an apology to me. One, it is a piece of text in an Instagram post. They have like 32,000 followers on their Instagram page. Aphmau has 25.1 million subscribers on YouTube. Why are you posting it on Instagram to 32,000 followers when you could post it to 25 million? That doesn't make sense. If that's something you're actually sorry about, you would want your entire fan base to know that. It literally makes no sense. Another thing is it's very intentional that that is signed to Catface and everything is used, or everything is stated with plural pronouns, because that does not place blame on any one person. It does not place blame on Jessica. It doesn't place blame on Jason. It places blame on the entire company, which is not at fault. Like there are not like, there are people at Catface who have no idea that this even happened. So why is the entire company taking responsibility for this? It doesn't really make sense. And the other thing about this is that it really says that we are going to do better. We, as in like the whole company. But I just have one question. Where did this AI enhanced image come from? And also like this, I'll put the picture like right here. I didn't do that for some reason, but I'll put it somewhere. I'll put it somewhere, okay? It'll be somewhere. But where did it come from? Because I can tell you with certainty that nobody in any company is just gonna wake up one day and say, ooh, we got this beautiful piece of art. Now I'm going to put it through AI to enhance it. I mean, it's so AI. It is absolutely AI. I also got that off of heyitsscorpio's Instagram post, but it is so AI. Like, and no one at the company is just doing that without someone telling them to. So I'm wondering if, you know, I have to think it's really interesting that this piece of AI enhanced art, just to them, it seems like it comes out of nowhere. And they also admit this is not the first time that slip-ups have happened. These are not slip-ups. Something is not just accidentally put into AI. That's not how that works. No one is doing that. So, like, your art should be nowhere near AI. How the hell, that doesn't happen. So obviously there's a lot wrong with this. And one thing that's really confusing to me about this whole situation, and honestly, one of the things that I start to be wary of is people who end up with like more than 10 million subscribers. Now, there's plenty of people with over 10 million subscribers that are not that bad of people. But power and virality can do stuff to people. Because I remember years ago when the 100th episode of Minecraft Diaries came out, like I think a day or two late, and Jessica made an entire video where she was on the verge of tears over it. Like, she was upset that she could not get this video out on time. But this is a written, impersonal apology. It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But also in the video that heyitsscorpio posted, there were testimonies from actual people who do or have worked at Catface, and most of it was talking about, like, pretty not great conditions. But it also talked about the use of AI in art and in writing. And I, as a writer, I take great offense to all of that. So I took it upon myself to try and do some research. I looked at some old videos of hers around the time when AI came out and tried to see if I could find any really big discrepancies, like any really big differences from before AI to after AI. And the big thing I noticed was trends. So I don't fully believe that everything that everything that they post is written and is made with AI. I don't believe that like the stuff they write, all of it is AI. I firmly believe that some of it actually is, and I'll get into that in a minute. But I think like a lot of ideas come from AI now. Because it feels like every other video is some sort of trend. Like the backrooms, like Love Island? Like, okay, that one was really weird to me. This being a kids YouTube channel, Minecraft channel, and Love Island, like you, it is really, really weird to me that like they're so insistent on her main channel being for kids, but the content they make is not always supposed to be for kids. Love Island is not for kids. You should not be like making anything related to Love Island for kids. It's really weird. But I do honestly believe that a lot of these ideas come from AI, because AI is going to look at what is really, really popular right now, and it's going to tell you to make stuff related to that, which was not really the case before AI. Like, there were videos that, like, they were mostly just, like, fun little, you know, I turned into a creeper and stuff like that, or I, you know, Ian's head exploded. I don't know. It was stuff like that. It wasn't like 3,000 videos on K-pop demon hunters, you know, and it's not abnormal for YouTubers to follow trends, but it's definitely abnormal when the majority of their videos feel like they are following a trend. Like they're not actually doing anything that's really original. It feels kind of weird that that's kind of the direction that channel went in. And a lot of people, you know, once they start being very popular, they do chase virality. And they kind of try to keep chasing it. But she is Aphmau is the only YouTuber that I've seen that follows trends that closely. Like, and she said in a stream before that she likes trends. A lot of people like trends. It's not every video they make that is a trend, you know? And it's not all of them. It's definitely not all of them. Yeah, the content just like for the last like 4 years since AI has definitely felt like that. Like, it's definitely felt like it's just meant to bank on what's already viral instead of like creating something original content. Like, I will use stuff that's viral every now and then. Like, I'll use like viral audios for like some posts I make, or I will use like a popular like brain rot or meme in like a video just for fun. But that's not the same as, again, having like 20 videos about just one thing that's going viral. So that's something that feels kind of like, definitely feels like it has some AI connections. There are a few things that I noticed that are kind of wrong about Mermaid Tales, in that I will watch an episode of Mermaid Tales and, you know, they're pretty long. They're like 25 to 30 minutes. They're pretty long videos. And I'll just, like, when it's over, I'll sit there and I'll be like, oh man, that felt like a jam-packed episode. What happened? And then I can't think of anything substantial that actually happened. Like, I feel like I'm not as connected to those characters anymore. And that might be because it's been years, but it might also be because their writing just doesn't feel as personal anymore, which can be an aspect of AI. My biggest reason for why I don't think AI will ever take over like a writing platform, or like a writing, it won't take over the industry of writing, is because writing is purely an emotional thing. It is not rational. And AI is only ever rational. It'll only ever do what makes the most sense to do next. And people do not always do what makes the most sense to do next. So I do kind of feel like sometimes I just feel like a lot happened, but also nothing happened. Which is often what I notice with writing written by AI, is that it'll seem like a lot happened, but not a whole lot actually did. And that's something that I don't really notice. Like, that's something that I don't see with older roleplays from her. And the Catface has said that they use AI. Like, there's been some talks about that. And, you know, a lot of people, of course, absolutely have concerns about using that in a creative field. And honestly, what I have to say to that is that her channel existed for more than a decade without AI. She had made roleplays for such a long time before AI. And the fact that they feel the need, or not the need, they don't have the need, they just want to use it. There is no necessity there for them to use it. There's no necessity in writing, there's no necessity in art. They have the funds for that. And another thing that one of the big reasons why I've never really enjoyed her more recent content, is because it's not really, there's no stake to it. Like, when it comes to writing, there has to be like stakes, and I don't feel any stakes with that. Like, it's just meant to be like, it's for kids, but kids shows absolutely can have stakes. They absolutely do. And one of the big problems that I've seen with her channel in the last few years is that it's just impersonal. It's just kind of, it doesn't feel like the community's there. It just feels so disconnected. is I guess my point with that. And the sad part to me is it doesn't need to be that way. It doesn't need to be that she posts a video every day. Like, all of that's choices. Like, I think it would be so good for her channel if she stopped posting a video every day and instead did them less often, but they were like, there's more to them. Of course, I absolutely don't know her, and I've totally said that, like, I've said before that it's like, I don't love, like, it's stressful to me to post every other day, but I like it. But I've also said, like, if it's not content that I'm gonna like, I'm not gonna post it. Like, I'm not gonna be done with it if I don't think it's good or worthy of being on the internet. You don't need to use AI, and if AI is your reason, like, if you're using AI because you want to still post a video every day, I feel like it's not worth it. Like, it's not worth it for yourself. It's not worth it for the people who work for you. Like I said before, there are also a lot of management allegations, and there have been for quite a few years, and they're always just kind of swept under the bus for some reason, or swept under the rug, not under the bus, but they're just kind of ignored. And I think they're really important. Like, there is a lot of allegations about bad management and a lot of allegations about like really strict and like really like hard to like grueling deadlines. And like, if you have grueling deadlines, if you are using AI to meet those deadlines, if you're using it for art, like, it's not worth posting a video every day if what you're coming out with is not healthy for the people working for you, if it's not creating something that's completely original. Like, it's not worth it. And honestly, it makes you think, like, if a company and people are willing to use AI to cut corners in this day and age, what were they using to cut corners in the past? And I think that's something that's like really sad for me, because it really makes me think about the content that came out, like the content that we know and love from years ago. Like, it now makes you think, like, oh, well, like, what was going on then? It makes you think. I think I'm probably gonna leave it there with the stuff that I have to say about it. I'm definitely gonna keep up with it, and I think everyone should, and I think everyone should ask them to have more accountability towards this. I mean, that apology was only made when a bunch of people pointed out that AI art was there, and pointed out that they took issue with it, which makes complete sense. I mean, it's offensive to artists and writers and anyone in a creative field to use AI instead of having people actually do it, even if it's just an AI enhanced image. Like, that's offensive. Did the artist like consent to that? There's been posts on her Instagram and like on her channel and stuff like that, promoting different things, like different conventions she'll be at, and there's been notice that some of the art is kind of weird looking. Like, in one of them, a character has like 6 toes, which, you know, honestly, sometimes actually can be chalked down to the artist just made a mistake. But, you know, it's kind of weird. So when you notice that, and combined with the fact that they've admitted to AI, kind of, and also the fact one time, this is the last I'm going to add to this, but one time I was watching a stream on her Roblox channel, and she just like showed a picture of Jet that I guess was put into AI to make him look fat. But my problem is like not exactly with doing that. My problem with the ease of which she talked about AI and using AI. Like, you can tell a lot about someone's AI usage by how easy they talk about AI. And she did not seem to have any issues talking about AI, using it to make that image of Jet. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there. That's my additive to this AI allegation stuff. I honestly can't say I believe it's not true. I can't say that I think that they use AI for everything, because they don't. I mean, they've said before that they have over like 100 employees. Those 100 employees aren't just putting things into AI every day. But I do think that, unfortunately, a lot of people will start cutting corners like that. And I don't think it's okay. I think if you legit can't create the content you're making without doing that, without using AI or cutting those corners, then you shouldn't be making content like that. You just, what's the point? If your channel can't handle life without AI, it can handle life without you. So I think that's like really sad to me. I hope that they make an actual video talking about this on their main channel to all 25.1 million subscribers, to have an actual conversation about this and to actually like acknowledge it and bring it to light and explain and tell us how they will be avoiding it in the future, how they just like how this problem will never arise in the future, because I don't know how that doesn't just arise out of nowhere. And I hope that they legit do as they say and do better. With an apology like that, I don't exactly believe them. That is the apology that any company would put out, like word for word. Any huge company would do that. And you know, maybe they're not bad people. Not everything is so black and white, but you know, there is some parasocial relationships out there that people think they have. They think they know YouTubers when they don't. And it's kind of sad that stuff is swept under the rug because people are so famous and popular, and I think that's really sad. And it shouldn't happen. But, well, I guess we'll see what happens in the future. And, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there. My dog left. He shut off my computer at one point in this video, which was also very unfortunate for me. Yeah, but anyway, I will, see you guys in the next video. I know I said that I wouldn't put out a video until, the end of Ender, but I just felt like I really needed to add something to this conversation. And yeah, I will see you guys all later. The next episode should be coming out fairly soon. I'm still working on it. I've been having a little bit of writer's block, but as someone who refuses to use AI, that will come out when it comes out. So yeah, I will see you guys all in the next one, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Bye!